The more the five members of Panchatattva cause the rains of love of Godhead to fall, the more the inundation increases and spreads all over the world. So that means this inundation is still going on. And Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Again, this is so even though Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other members of Panchatattva, they went on giving, distributing this love of Godhead, and the whole world was inundated. But there were Mayavadis and Karmanistas and blasphemers, non-devotees. They all ran away. They did not get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Krishnadas Purya Goswami is saying, Mayavadi Karmanistha Kutarkikigan Nindat Pasandidato Puduyada Seisava Mahadaksho Dhaya Palailo Seivanya Dasavare Chvike Narilo. The impersonalists, fruity workers, false logicians, blasphemers, non-devotees, and loyalists among the student community are very expert in avoiding the Krishna consciousness movement, and therefore the inundation of Krishna consciousness cannot touch them. So Mayavadi, definitely this Krishna consciousness cannot change the mind of the Mayavadis, because the philosophy of Mayavadi is they don't accept the Supreme Lord is the object of love and service. So for them there is no difference between Savior and Seva. And they don't see this material validatedness. They say everything is Brahman. And in their understanding, because of Maya, we see this Brahman is distributed in different forms. But when Maya is removed, then we will be able to see only Brahman. That is one thing. There will be no variatedness. So therefore, these Mayavadis, they couldn't get opportunity to get the love of God. They all ran away. And Ninduk, those who are blasphemers. So we need to understand this one point very clearly. Who are actually blasphemers? Sometimes in devotee community, we say, okay, something has committed a mistake, why not identify it? Why not speak about it? Yes, he has done the wrong thing, so we should discuss about it. But according to our Vaishnava philosophy, who is a blasphemer we should know. So, out of enmity envy, or anger, or for accomplishment of one's desire, if one speaks of the some created or actual fault in someone, is a blasphemy. Understand this very clearly. Sometimes people, they create a fault in a devotee. One devotee tries to identify a fault in another devotee. That fault is a creation of that particular devotee. He creates this fault in other devotee. Then why? Why he creates? Because he is inimical to him, or he is envious of him, or he is angry at him for some reason. He doesn't like him. That's why he creates a fault in another devotee, and he points out, see, this is one kind of blasphemy. Okay? Then the other kind of blasphemy is for the accomplishment of one's desire. Means, okay, he might have some fault in him, but because his desires are not getting fulfilled, that's why he is trying to kind of aggravate it. He is trying to discuss it in such a way that what he is saying is right and judgment should come to him. That is the desire he has. Apparently speaking, oh, he is not blasphemy. He is not a blasphemer. But actually, if you see from the neutral perspective of a Vaishnava, this is also Vaishnava Nida. This is coming under blasphemy. So, those who are in position, then you can ask this question, right, Prabhu? Then those devotees who are doing administration, management, how they should rectify others' mistake. There is always fault committed by the devotee. The way you are narrating as if like you know what to do. It's very difficult, right? Yes, therefore, when we are doing administration and management, in all circumstances, the leaders have to rise above the mental plane, mental part. No sentiment. No sentiment. This kind of like accomplishment of one's desire, because there is some sentiment attached. That's why he's trying to justify. He's at fault. He's done this wrong thing. This is blasphemy. No, you don't attach your sentiment. You assess the truth, like we say. Don't Hare Krishna. Still problem. We say, have this sin, not the sinner. Right? There is a statement in English. Have this sin, not the sinner. That means those who are in leadership position, they have to be like a proper captain of the ship. Captain, he cannot just make any mistake. He has to follow the right direction and he has to sail the boat. Otherwise, at any time, there might be death. So, okay, it's still.
Can I ask if it's better?
Bankim Prabhu, is this better now or same?
Yeah, now it is better, Prabhu.
Oh, it's better now. Thank you. Okay, good. So that means those who are thinking that this is our duty, our service, we are doing it, but they do it in a wrong way, without knowing, they actually become a blasphemer. And according to this, these people, they will not get this inundation of Krishna consciousness. Means inundation of Krishna consciousness cannot touch these people. Wow, that is how you see. I mean to say, see, we are all senior devotees who are discussing this chapter. We should not be just doing for the sake of reading or doing. No, we should learn something from what we are reading, right? Otherwise, if we are not able to draw some lesson for our practice, where we are able to see where I am going wrong, you will not be able to taste the Krishna consciousness. So that means this inundation cannot touch us. Very important point. And during the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what happened? Who are these people? These karma margi, okay? Karmanistha means they are saying, oh, this Nimai, he is actually blaspheming dharma. He is not allowing us to perform dharma because they are attached to karma marga. And those who are atheists, they are also kind of saying, oh, this Nimai, he doesn't know scripture. He also interpreting scripture in a wrong way. So they are finding fault with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to spread Shuddha Bhakti. That means this Shuddha Bhakti is above karma, jnana. And the atheists, non-devotees, they also ran away, means love of Godhead could not touch them. Then Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami continues. Okay, maybe we should read from Srila Prabhupada's purport. One should not accept a rascal as an incarnation of God, but should test his ability to act as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, Krishna taught Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna also accepted him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But for our understanding, Arjuna requested the Lord to manifest his universal form, thus testing whether he was actually the Supreme Lord. Similarly, one must test a so-called incarnation of Godhead according to the standard criteria. To avoid being misled by an exhibition of mystic powers, it is best to examine a so-called incarnation of God in the light of the statements of the Shastras. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in the Shastras as an incarnation of Krishna. Therefore, if one wants to imitate Lord Chaitanya and claim to be an incarnation, he must show evidence from the Shastras about his appearance to substantiate his claim. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God because there is mention about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Vedic literature. Therefore, Prabhupada is making a comment that anyone who claims to be an incarnation, then he has to substantiate his claim. Anyway, so all these Mayavadis, Karmanishthas, Karmis, fruity workers, then false logicians, and non-devotees, the students who could not get the touch of love of Godhead, তাহা দেখি মহাপ্রভু করেন চিন্তন জগৎ ডুবাইতে আমি করিলু যতন কেহ কহ এড়াইল প্রতিজ্ঞা হইল ভঙ্গ তা সবা ডুবাইতে পাতিব কিছু রঙ্গ. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that some of these people were not able to get this love of God, so he became very concerned because he has come with the loving affection to give love of God to everyone. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he thought of acting, he devised a plan by which he was able to trick everyone so that they can receive this love of Godhead. Seeing that the Mayavadis and others were fleeing, Lord Chaitanya thought, I wanted everyone to be immersed in this inundation of love of Godhead, but some of them have escaped. Therefore, I shall devise a trick to drown them also. This is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Prabhupada, it's a purport. I will read the entire purport. Very nice. Here is an important point. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to invent a way to capture the Mayavadis and others who did not take interest in the Krishna consciousness movement. My dear devotee, those who are preaching this message of Godhead in our movement, representing Prabhupada, to expand the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we need to learn a lot from this. Swam Bhagavan, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw there were some people who were blaspheming him, who are criticizing him, who are not coming near him, he did not find fault with them. He did not preach against their philosophy. He was rather concerned how he can make them devotee. Huh? So that means the message for the preachers of Krishna consciousness is not that we speak, we utter some harsh words by identifying what faults other spiritual practitioners have, and then we feel that is the success of our preaching. That is not success of our preaching. You are scaring people. You are actually finding fault. You are trying to kind of, develop enmity. You should devise your plan. You can trick them how they can become practitioner of Krishna consciousness. That is real preaching. And you see what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do for that. We will discuss afterwards. But Prabhupada is saying, Mahaprabhu wanted to invent a way to capture the Mayavadis. Of course, I am not saying that everybody is expert at capturing the Mayavadis and you should be. But anyway, if it is not a cup of tea for us, we should not talk, we should not preach this message of Godhead in such a way that it will unnecessarily attract enmity between us and the practitioners of spirituality from other groups. Mayavadi and others who did not take interest in the Krishna consciousness movement. This is the symptom of an acharya. Therefore, not everybody is an acharya. An acharya who comes from the service, an acharya who comes for the service of the Lord cannot be expected to conform to a stereotype. Means the life of an acharya is not expected to move smooth. Cannot be a stereotype. He has to always devise a new plan. For he must find the ways and means by which Krishna consciousness may be spread. You see, these Prabhupada's purports are very powerful. Everything is there. We want to become a preacher, right? We should not falsely claim to be an acharya. We should just repeat what we learn. If we are not able to, preach to certain sections in the society, we should not just attempt to do that, to create disturbance. Actually, in the name of preaching, when we are trying to attack others by identifying what faults their philosophy have, we are actually creating more enmity and we are making more damages to our propagation of Krishna consciousness. We should be very careful. Sometimes jealous persons criticize the Krishna consciousness movement because it engages equally both boys and girls in distributing love of Godhead, not knowing that boys and girls in countries like Europe and America mix very freely. These fools and rascals criticize the boys and girls in Krishna consciousness for intermingling. But these rascals should consider that one should not suddenly change a community social custom. See how Prabhupada is kind of saying. However, since both the boys and girls are being trained to become preachers, those girls are not ordinary girls. but are as good as their brothers who are preaching Krishna consciousness. Therefore, to engage boys, both boys and girls, in fully transcendental activities is a policy intended to spread the Krishna consciousness movement. These jealous fools who criticize the intermingling of boys and girls will simply have to be satisfied with their own foolishness because they cannot think of how to spread Krishna consciousness by adopting ways and means that are favorable for this purpose. Their stereotype method will never help spread Krishna consciousness. Therefore, what we are doing is perfect by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For it is he who proposed to invent a way to capture those who strayed from Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is saying that everybody should receive Krishna consciousness. That means preachers in our movement, they have this responsibility that they have to be very careful in devising some plan so that people who are even criticizing us, they will also be a recipient of Krishna consciousness. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thus thinking, what did he decide? এত বলি মনে কিছু করিয়া বিচার সন্ন্যাস আশ্রম প্রভু কৈলা অঙ্গীকার. So while thinking like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted, he thought I should become a sannyasi. Thus the Lord accepted the sannyas order of life after full consideration. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas? You see, these non-devotees, Mayavadis, fruity workers, Mahaprabhu was thinking, when I become a sannyasi, they will offer respect to me. They will offer obeisances to me because I am a sannyasi. When they will offer obeisances, they will become free from the offense. Just imagine how merciful Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And to do that, what did he do? You see the level of Mahaprabhu's renunciation. Sachimata, she had in the meantime lost 8 children. And the Vishwarup, who was extremely sober and a genuine Vaishnava, who was loved by everyone, left Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra and he became sannyasi. Only son Nimai was there with Sachimata. After Jagannath Mishra left, only Nimai was taking care of his mother, old mother. And he had recently married a beautiful girl, Vishnupriya Devi. He did not bother. He left home. Just imagine when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could renounce everything just for the sake of giving Krishna consciousness to these fruity workers, the blasphemers, the Mayavadis. What a dedication Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is establishing for us to learn from. So he is thinking how I can help them. Although there was actually no need for him to accept sannyas, he did so for the benefit of those who might think him an ordinary human being. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, neither through his words nor through his behavior, trying to communicate a subtle message to the people that you better respect me. No, Mahaprabhu, he is so humble. Just to benefit them, he renounced everything. There's no need for him to take sannyas, but he still took sannyas. The main purpose of his accepting sannyas was to deliver the Mayavadi sannyasis. This will be evident later in this chapter. We will see in this chapter later on. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has explained the term Mayavadi as follows. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is transcendental to the material conception of life. A Mayavadi is one who considers the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna to be made of Maya, and who also considers the abode of the Lord and the process of approaching him, devotional service, to be Maya. The Mayavadi considers all the paraphernalia of devotional service to be Maya. This is Mayavadi. For them, Lord is Maya, Lord's energy is Maya, devotional service is Maya, devotee is Maya, Lord's abode is Maya, everything is Maya. And still Mahaprabhu wanted to give them love of God. Last paragraph, the Kutarkikas, Nindukas, Pasandis, and Adham Paduyas all avoided the benefit of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement of developing love of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt compassion for them. And it is for this reason that he decided to accept the sannyas order. For by seeing him as a sannyasi, they would offer him respects. The sannyas order is still respected in India. Indeed, the very dress of a sannyasi still commands respect from the Indian public. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas to facilitate preaching his devotional cult, although otherwise he had no need to accept the fourth order of spiritual life. So you see, from this, nobody should draw a wrong conclusion that, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas because people will respect him. That's why he took the sannyas order of life. So we should take also the sannyas, we should enter into the sannyas order of life so that people respect us. That's a wrong approach. No, Mahaprabhu, because he wanted to purify them. They were pasandis, they were atheists, they were committing offense. So Mahaprabhu wanted to, that there's a sign of compassion in that. But in our society, our Prabhupada Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur, they have accepted sannyas order of life because that facilitates the preaching of Krishna consciousness. People are respectful so that you can speak to them about Krishna, they will listen and they will learn, they will be educated. At the same time, a sannyasi should lead a life of complete renunciation. Means, materially he is dead. Socially also he is dead. For him, everything is finished in this world. Only whatever he is doing just to instill Krishna Bhakti in people. And he also practices Krishna Bhakti. Krishna's Kavirartha may continue. Text number 34. 24 वत्सर छिला गृहस्थाश्रमे पंचविंशति वर्षे कैलाजति धर्मे. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained in householder life for 24 years, and on the verge of his 25th year, he accepted the sannyas order. 24 बसर शेषे जय माघ मास तार शुक्ल पक्षे Prabhu Kriya sannyas. So it means when he entered 25th year in the month of Magh, he actually accepted sannyas. And Prabhupada writes, there are two kinds of sannyasis who are called Dhiras and Narottamas. Stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, at the end of the month of January, in the year of 1932 Sakabda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the sannyas order from Keshav Bharati, who belonged to the Shankara Sampradaya. Text number 35. Sannyas kariya Prabhu kaila karsan jate ko palaya chilo tarki kadigan. After accepting the sannyas order, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracted the attention of all those who had evaded him, beginning with the logicians. Actually, a devotee who is trying to preach Krishna consciousness, he cannot artificially attract people to accept Krishna consciousness. Here it is said, Sannyas Kariya Prabhu Kaila Akarsan. Nobody should remain under a false impression that, oh, if I take sannyas, then people will become attracted to Krishna consciousness. Because I am a sannyasi, I will be able to do that. This is not correct understanding. Partly may be truth, but the real thing is sannyasi means whatever he says, there should be in his mind. Mind and words should be same. But many times, we dress ourselves like a renunciant, and in mind we have a different thought and we speak out something else. This is cheater. Oh, such kind of devotee. You cannot attract anyone to Krishna consciousness. Another thing, one who has love from within, affection from within, that affection cannot be manufactured by some word jugglery. If somebody is doing that, he may be successful for some time, but his true color will be revealed in due course if he is a pretentious person. He doesn't have true love, affection, no compassion to see how he can help people. He is sacrificing his comfort. Like you see in case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what kind of compassion he had. He didn't bother about his old mother, his beautiful wife. He was so concerned about distributing this love of Godhead. Just imagine the level of commitment. What he was thinking that came out from his mouth, and he was having so much of affection and compassion for them. That is how he was able to attract them. Means attract the attention of those who were running away. This is a very, very instructive session for us. Those who are not false renunciant, people become attracted to them actually. And they, by looking at such a true renunciant, they become attracted to such a devotee. They fix their faith on him. They also are drawn to devotion. Because what he says, that is in his mind. And he is truly a compassionate sadhu. That is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to attract them. As I gave the example of what degree of renunciation Mahaprabhu had. Wow. Very difficult to follow Mahaprabhu's instructions, his examples. This is the kind of, you can say the standard Mahaprabhu has established. See, to give Krishna consciousness to these Mayavadis, what did Mahaprabhu do? Paduya pasandi karmi nindakadi jato tarasi prabhu pai hoy avanata. So these people who were criticizing Mahaprabhu, saying he is preaching against dharma, he is not speaking scripture, religious scripture properly, he is a proud person because he is learned, that's why he is making a show of his knowledge. Those people, when they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has now taken sannyas, and they realized the degree of renunciation Mahaprabhu had, they all came and fell at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, the students, infidels, shruti workers, and critics all came to surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord. अपराध खमाइल डुबिल प्रेम जले केबाड़ाइबे प्रभुर प्रेम महाजने सभा निस्तारिते प्रभु कृपावतार सभा निस्तारिते करे चातुरी अपार. Lord Chaitanya excused them all, and they merged into the ocean of devotional service. For no one can escape the unique loving network of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada writes in purport, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was an ideal acharya. An acharya is an ideal teacher who knows the purpose of the revealed scriptures, behaves exactly according to their injunctions, and teaches his students to adopt these principles also. Achar prachar. He is an ideal acharya. Then Prabhupada further comments, an acharya should devise a means by which people may somehow or other come to Krishna consciousness. That is what Prabhupada did now as a real acharya. Just like in the previous purport we are reading, Prabhupada, he brought these girls and boys into the ashram and he empowered them to preach Krishna consciousness. Even Prabhupada further he is saying that it is not the duty of a sannyasi to get boys and girls married, but Prabhupada had to do that. He is saying the acharya must devise a means to bring them to devotional service. Therefore, although I am a sannyasi, I sometimes take part in getting boys and girls married. Although in the history of sannyas, no sannyasi has personally taken part in marrying his disciples. Wow. You see, Prabhupada is really bold, to tell the truth. There is no evidence in history that a sannyasi is getting involved in marrying his own disciples even. No, but Prabhupada had to do that. He had to devise some plan how to preach, how to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. People may have wrong perception about what Prabhupada did, but you see the achievement of Prabhupada. Sabha nistarite Prabhu kripavatar, Sabha nistarite kare chaturi apar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to deliver all the fallen souls. Therefore, he devised many methods to liberate them from the clutches of Maya. Tabe nija bhakta kailo jatamrachadi sabeda ilamatro kasir mayavadi. All were converted into devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Even the Mrachas and Javanas, only the impersonalist followers of Shankaracharya evaded him. This Prakashananda Saraswati, right? He was the leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis. We will hear about him. You see, Prabhupada is saying, near Varanasi, there is another group of impersonalists. who are known as, okay, so there are two types of Mayavadis he is speaking about in the purport. So those who are followers of Shankaracharya, they're impersonalists. They reside in Varanasi, Kashi, and near Varanasi there is another group of impersonalists who are known as Saranathas. Means apart from followers of Shankaracharya, there is another group of Mayavadi who are called Saranathas. Outside the city of Varanasi is a place known as Saranath, where there is a big Buddhist stupa. Many followers of Buddhist philosophy live there, and they are known as Saranath Mayavadis. The impersonalists of Saranath differ from those of Varanasi. For the Varanasi impersonalists propagate the idea that the impersonal Brahman is truth, whereas material varieties are false. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. That is what they campaign. But the Saranath impersonalists do not even believe that the absolute truth or Brahman can be understood as the opposite of Maya or illusion. According to their vision, materialism is the only manifestation of the absolute truth. When they are lower grade impersonalists. Their consciousness cannot go beyond materialism. Materialism is the only manifestation of the absolute truth. This is another type of Mayavadi. Okay, impersonalists. Both kind of Mayavadi impersonalists conclude that the subject matter of Bhakti Yoga is a creation of Maya and that Krishna. Devotional service and the devotees are also Maya. This is common in both the Mayavadis. Bhakti Yoga is a creation of Maya, and Krishna, devotional service, devotee, all is Maya. Therefore, they are Mayavadis. They cannot stand the truth. Okay. So, when Caitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but at the request of Sachimata, he went to Puri and he stayed there. And then from Puri, he again decided to go to Vrindavan. When he was going to Vrindavan, on the way, he was passing through Varanasi. But that time, he did not, talk to these Mayavadi sannyasis. That's what Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami narrates. Vrindavan jaite Prabhu rahila kasite Mayavadi ganotare lagilo nindite. While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through Varanasi, on his way to Vrindavan, the Mayavadi sannyasi philosophers blasphemed against him in many ways. Sannyasi hayya kare gayan nachan, na kare vedanta path kare sankirtan. So the Mayavadi sannyasis of Varanasi, they criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, oh, he is a sannyasi, he is just spending his whole day in chanting and dancing. Why he is not reading Vedanta? A sannyasi duty is to study Vedanta. This is the practice we see in the followers of Shankaracharya. The sannyasis in Shankaracharya Shankara Sampradaya, they spend time in reading Vedanta. So Vedanta. That is Harika Bhashya given by Shankaracharya. The blasphemer said, although a sannyasi, he does not take interest in the duty of Vedanta, in the study of Vedanta, but instead always engages in chanting and dancing in Sankirtan. Prabhupada is writing, fortunately or unfortunately, we also met such Mayavadis who criticize our method of chanting and accuse us of not being interested in study. They do not know that we have translated volumes and volumes of books into English, that the students in our temple regularly study them in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Are you reading morning, afternoon, and evening? You are not. Okay, read at least morning or evening, or if possible, both morning and evening. Okay. We are writing and printing books, and our students study them and distribute them all over the world. No Mayavadi school can present as many books as we have. Nevertheless, they accuse us of not being fond of study. Such accusations are completely false. But although we study, we do not study the nonsense of the Mayavadis. Eh? You see, they find fault with us that we don't take interest in study. But Prabhupada is telling, we also know that we have got so many literatures, right? Our literature, like Prabhupada has given purport to Gita, Bhagavatam, then there are writings of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, writings of Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur. So many acharyas have given their literature. Volumes of literature is there. All the literatures are meant to awaken love of God in the students. And our devotees, they are studying actually. We can see it. They accuse us of not studying Vedanta. We know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Srimad Bhagavata Pramanamulam Jad Vaishnavanam Priya. Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the Vaishnavas. Why? Arthayam Brahma Sutranam. Bharat Artha Vinaya. Mahabharata says, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the Bhashya of Brahma Sutra. Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary of Vedanta Sutra. Those who don't study the Sarika Bhashya of Shankaracharya, rather they take interest in studying Srimad Bhagavatam, they actually get the true benefit of studying Vedanta. Therefore, Prabhupada has instituted the study of Srimad Bhagavatam every morning in all our ISKCON centers. How can these people accuse us of not studying Vedanta? Huh? We are the real student of Vedanta. They do not know it. Therefore, it is very, very essential that our devotees should study Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. The Mayavadi's accusation that devotees do not study Vedanta is false. The Mayavadi do not know that chanting, dancing, and preaching the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam called Bhagavata Dharma are the same as studying Vedanta. Since they think that reading Vedanta philosophy is the only function of a sannyasi, and they did not find Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in such direct study, they criticized the Lord. Sripad Shankaracharya has given special stress to the study of Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sada Ramantaha Kaupinavantaha Khadubhagyavanta. A sannyasi accepting the renounced order very strictly and wearing nothing more than a loin cloth should always enjoy the philosophical statements in Vedanta Sutra. Such a person in the renounced order is to be considered very fortunate. The Mayavadis in the Varanasi blasphemed Lord Chaitanya because his behavior did not follow these principles. Lord Chaitanya, however, bestowed his mercy upon these Mayavadi sannyasis and delivered them by means of his Vedanta discourse with Prakashananda Saraswati and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. That means this time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on his way to Vrindavan, these Mayavadi sannyasis were criticizing Mahaprabhu, but Mahaprabhu did not bother about that. He went to Vrindavan, and when he returned from Vrindavan, on the way back to Puri, he stopped in Varanasi, stayed in Tapan Mishra's house, right? And that time, actually, he delivered these Mayavadi sannyasis. Murkha sannyasi nija dharma nahi jane, ভাবুক হইয়া ফিরে ভাবুকের মনে এসব শুনিয়া প্রভু হাসে মনে মনে উপেক্ষা করিয়া কারো না কইল সম্ভাষণে. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on his way to Vrindavan when the sannyasi, Mayavadi sannyasis were criticizing him. He did not respond, he did not tell anything to them. But hearing all this blasphemy, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu merely smiled to himself, rejected all these accusations and did not talk with the Mayavadis. Because he knows the fact, these people are ignorant, they don't know what they are speaking. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not talk with these Mayavadi sannyasis. উপেক্ষা করিয়া কইল মথুরা গমন মথুরা দেখিয়া পুনঃ কইল আগমন কাশীতে লেখক শূদ্র শ্রী চন্দ্রশেখর তার ঘরে রহিলা প্রভু স্বতন্ত্র ঈশ্বর তপন মিশ্রের ঘরে ভিক্ষা নির্বাহন সন্ন্যাসীর সঙ্গে নাহি মানে নিমন্ত্রণ সনাতন গোসাই আসি তাহাই মিলিলা তার শিক্ষা লাগি প্রভু দুমাস রহিলা. So now here Krishna Kaviraj Goswami, he explains that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he, without taking any interest, without taking any concern to the blasphemy of these Mayavadis, he went to Vrindavan and into Mathura Gaman, and after his visit to Mathura, while returning, he came back to Kashi. And when he returned, this time he stayed at the house of Chandrasekhar. And who is Chandrasekhar? Chandrasekhar is a Shudra or Kayastha. For the Lord, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is completely independent. You see, according to the custom, a sannyasi is not supposed to, come near a Shudra. What to speak of touching him? What to speak of accepting food from him? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swatantra Ishwar. He can stay at any place, anywhere, and he can, accept food from them also. But anyway, we should know that these, even though it is said Chandrasekhar was a Shudra, he is not an ordinary Shudra like what we think as a Shudra. He was surviving on copying Vedic literature. On those days there was no press, right? Printing press. We have printing press now. In one day you can print like hundreds and thousands of books. But on those days there was no printing press. Some people, they used to copy, handwrite the scripture, and people would buy it. So that was his duty. He was a Shudra, but he was a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya stayed at the house of Chandrasekhar, a clerk, although a sannyasi is not supposed to reside in a Sudra's house. 500 years ago, especially in Bengal, it was the system that persons who were born in the families of Brahmanas were accepted as Brahmanas. And all those who took birth in other families, even the higher castes, namely the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, were considered Shudra, non-Brahmanas. Non-Brahmana means Shudra. Therefore, although Sri Chandrasekhar was a clerk from a Kayastha family in Upper India, he was considered a Shudra. Similarly, Vaishyas, especially those of a Subarnavanik community, were accepted as Shudra in Bengal. And even the Vaidyas, who were generally physicians, were also considered Shudras. But you can see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes, all these people, these Vaidyas and these Vaniks, and everybody, they got the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he narrates the story of how the Subarna Bani people who were actually bankers, uh, uh, Balal Sen, he became inimical to them. Because Balal Sen was the king, even though he was a Kshatriya, but he did not have bank under him. And who were controlling the finance? The Subarnabhanik Sampradaya. And he had to take money from them. And it came to a point when this Ballal Sen, he entered into bankruptcy. So the Subarnabhanik Sampradaya, the community, they stopped lending him money. So that's how he created a division. And some Brahmanas, they supported him. And some Brahmanas supported Subarnabhanik Sampradaya. There was a division created. There are many Vaishnava families in Bengal whose members, although not actually born Brahmanas, act as acharyas by imitating disciples and offering the sacred thread as enjoined in the Vaishnava Tantras. So then he gives the example of some people who have the do. The point is, this is not a case that we try to create a division in the society on the basis of how much finance one has or how much financial support I am getting from someone. No. Those who are devoted, they should be properly respected. Like Prabhupada says, afterwards, these people are given, permissible thread. So, main thing is everybody should try to become a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age of Kali. If we are not able to become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu devotee, then we have wasted our life. Okay, we will continue from text number 46 next week. So any question or comment you may have, dear devotees?
Yes, Prabhu, Krishna.
Yes. Go ahead.
Prabhu, initially you were saying about chanting. Chanting will remove the seed of material desire. So, the question is, when chanting is done, keeping in mind the 10 offenses seriously, or when chanting is done without the 10 offenses, it's only at that time the material desire will go?
Yes. Otherwise it will be opposite.
Okay. Fine, Prabhu.
That is what happening to me. I am becoming more attached, because it's always offensive chanting. We need to learn all these things from reading this Chaitanya. See, that's how we should understand how degraded we are. What is our condition? Not so easy to become a true devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
True. Prabhu, when I said about blasphemy, it was not quite clear. I couldn't get at that point of time. But what came to my mind is Prabhupada was kind of very authoritative and very, I can also say the word blunt, because he was straightforward in putting out the points. But to some, it felt like he was very, maybe not in a polite way. So, although we all know about Prabhupada, but is it blasphemy in some way, Prabhu?
No. You don't imitate. That is called imitation. Now you are trying to imitate. You need to follow. Follow means you understand the philosophy, then you behave properly. Why are you seeing that? Oh, Prabhupada, this is another problem actually we have in our community. Sometimes devotees, there's a bluntly quote, oh, Prabhupada, he behaved like this. That's why, that means this is a bona fide behavior and I can do it. This is imitation. This is not following. This is a perfect example of what is called imitation and what is called following. Prabhupada did. What Prabhupada did? You are in the position of Prabhupada, you think you are qualified to behave the way Prabhupada. Prabhupada said so many things. He could. Why are you kind of quoting him to behave in that particular manner? You try to understand the philosophy. Therefore, explanation is required. You see, Prabhu, whatever Prabhupada have said, in any condition, in any circumstance, you can see there is a deep love and affection being evident through his voice, through his gesture, and how he is now after what he has said, then what else he is speaking after. That also you see. Not that you are quoting only that part. Like Purva Prabhav, you have to see. Then when you see the entire thing, then you can understand that Prabhupada's approach, Prabhupada's communication is definitely tainted with compassion and love. Whereas we are just taking that part because that is what my behavior is. I feel, oh, that is one of our Prabhupada also criticizing. Prabhupada never criticized anyone.
True.
It appeared to me. That is why I was explaining, Prabhu.
I get it, Prabhu. It's clear, Prabhu. Prabhu, one more question. Now, you said about sannyasis. I mean, sannyasi, generally people have the understanding that sannyasis means, one want to become sannyasi so that they get the respect. Here, my question is the qualification for a sannyasi. So, is it required that one should acquire the 26 Vaishnava qualities to become a sannyasi?
Sannyasi means Prabhupada is saying now, materially, spiritually, socially he is bad. Means he does not have any other desire except to just serve the Lord and survive with bare minimum material facilities.
But sannyasi also means parivarajakacharya, right?
Huh?
Sannyasi also means parivarajakacharya, which means he has to keep moving from place to place.
Yeah. He has to distribute the message of Godhead to everybody. Therefore, he has to, he must travel. He has to keep traveling. And Srila Jayapataka Maharaj said, he said, when you see a water is stagnant in one place for many days, that it will start to rot. So similarly, if you stay in one place, it's not good. You will spread bad smell. So better keep moving and start distributing love of God. Maharaj, he says this. That's why you can see, he is never, even if now his health is not good, he's not staying in one place. He's always moving.
Yes.
Still he's preaching. Teaching by example. Actually, you see, these qualities, it will become manifest gradually. Not that we have attained perfection. These qualities, when we practice Krishna consciousness, it will become more and more manifest. The degree will increase day by day. Everybody may have some qualities because those who have accepted Krishna consciousness means they have Vaishnava qualities, but the degree of Vaishnava quality may differ. One may have 30%, one may have 40%, one may have 50%, one may have 90%. The percentage may vary. But as we practice, then the degree, the percentage will increase day by day. That will happen also by Krishna's grace. Krishna says, no, this is the principle. As you surrender, so I reward. So Krishna's quality, these are all Krishna's quality, that will become manifest to the degree of your surrender.
Sure, Prabhu. If anybody is not, I have just a couple of more questions, Prabhu. Quick, Prabhu. You said about reading. Reading, yes, reading is important. But is reading and hearing one and the same? Rather than reading, can we also hear it? Is it considered okay?
Yeah. When you are reading, also simultaneously you are hearing, no?
No, not that kind of hearing. I'm saying hearing of lectures.
Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can also hear. That's also good. Yes, that is recommended. Many times we don't get time to read. Then and also, not many people are good at reading, so they can hear. That's good. Hearing also.
Fine. My last question is, I mean, you said a sannyasi should not go near the Shudra, but obviously in this Kali Yuga, it's practically not possible. In fact, Prabhupada himself has gone to the West and changed the Shudras to pure Vaishnavas. So, is that an offense or something like that, Prabhu?
No, that's a social custom. That's recommendation of Dharma Shastra for the sannyasis to follow certain etiquettes, rules. But in our society, our sannyasis are not like Vedic sannyasis. We are actually trying to preach Bhagavad Dharma. They are all devotees. So our sannyas is not like sannyas what you see in the Veda that is recommended for the sannyasis. But in Kali that kind of sannyas, karma sannyas is kind of prohibited. But our sannyasi are actually are Bhagavatas because they are the preacher of Bhagavata. In that way, even though they are sannyasis, we don't put emphasis on to that particular status of life. Rather, we put more emphasis onto their execution of Bhagavad. There's a difference. Therefore, our devotees that take risks, they go out, they preach, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, anyone who distributes this message is dearest to him. Nobody will become more dear to him than he who distributes this message. The devotees are taking a risk, and Prabhupada many times he has said that. Of course, this is very tough. Those who are travelers, traveling teachers, sannyasis, they understand. That's how you see many sannyasis in our organization, they sometimes they have a lot of health issues, right? Because people don't understand. They need to eat certain things, they need to be, provided a certain type of accommodation. They need to kind of, have certain type of lifestyle. Sometimes devotees, they become sentimental, they don't understand, and they try to kind of, take advantage. And then in turn, these, sannyasis, they undergo some health issues also. Therefore, the study of scripture should be done by all the devotees so that everybody knows how to behave properly. Then in that way, we can all together, preach. Guru Maharaj, sannyasi is coming, you assist him in spreading Krishna consciousness. Not that we try to, dump all dirt on him and then we try to kind of, become devotee now. Everybody is devotee practicing, so we should help each other. Even if he's a sannyasi, he's also preaching, we should help him. Sannyasis are taking a lot of risk in our society. They are doing good preaching. Nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. Looks like there is no more question or comment. So we'll conclude our session here. So what is the problem with my voice, Banking Govinda Prabhu?
Now it's perfect, Prabhu. That time it got rectified.
Oh, now it is clear.
Now it is clear. In between, it got cleared. So I corrected it. I said it is clear, Prabhu.
Oh.
Before that, it was like kind of echo voice.
Okay. No issue. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama